Amrita meaning nectar, and Upadesh instructions. So Rupa Goswami wrote several books, but very important. Another book which Rupa Goswami wrote, which we also have, is the Nectar of Devotion. That's a bigger book. But he wrote other books also, which we're not concerned with. He wrote some dramas and things. Okay, so we'll go to the next slide. Yeah. Okay, so here you can see this is the second verse of the Goswami ISKCON. The Goswami ISKCON. ISKCON meaning 8 verses. 8 verses about the lives of the Goswamis. So this is the second verse. Nana Shastra Vicharina Ikanapano Saddharma Samstapako Lokanam Hitakarino Tribhuvane Madhyo Sharanyakaro Radha Krishna Pataralinda Bhajana Nandina Mataliko Vande Rupa Samatana Rarukyako Shri Jiva Gopalako Vande Rupa Samatana Rarukyako Shri Jiva Gopalako. Okay, next slide. Here's the translation for that verse which we just sang. They mentioned the names of the 6 Goswamis. There was Rupa and Sanatan. They were the 2 brothers. They were the leaders. And then Raghunath Bhatta, Raghunath Das, Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami was the nephew of Rupa and Sanatan. And Gopal Bhatta. So 6 Goswamis, and they're all expert in studying the scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the 3 worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. So the mood of the gopis, the Goswamis personify the mood of the gopis of Braja, the gopis of Vrindavan. They are considered to be the greatest devotees of Lord Krishna. So what was the mood of the gopis? The mood of the gopis was to do service for Krishna in separation. Do service for Krishna in separation. Vipralamba Seva. Service in separation. So the gopis, they had to serve, they were always serving Krishna, but they had to serve Krishna in separation. Because, well, for one reason, Krishna left Vrindavan. So they were always feeling the separation from Krishna. And every day, even when Krishna was living in Vrindavan, they would see him go out to the forest in the morning. And the gopis would lament that they're being separated from Krishna. Krishna would go off to the forest with the cowherd boys. And then, even when they're with Krishna, they feel separation from Krishna because their eyes were blinking, and their blinking eyes would be obstructing their vision of Krishna. So this was the separation they felt. So the Goswamis, these 6 Goswamis, they came in Chaitanya Lila, but they were also in Krishna Lila from 5,000 years ago. You know, just like 5,000 years ago, we were also somewhere. I don't know where. You know, where were we 5,000 years ago? Where were we 500 years ago even? We were somewhere. We don't know where. So these Goswamis, they're very special devotees. They're eternal associates of Krishna. And they come to teach us about the pastimes of Krishna. Go ahead. Alright, so lesson 1, based on the preface and text 1. Lesson 1, controlling the 6 urges by Krishna consciousness. Go ahead. Oh, overview. Go ahead, yeah. Alright, so we may want to understand, how did this book come about? Where did the information for this book, which Rupa Goswami wrote, where did it come from? So it was mentioned that from the diary of Govinda. Govinda was a servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi, and he had a personal servant named Govinda. So, before Lord Chaitanya left this world, while he was still in this world, Lord Chaitanya was feeling great separation from Krishna. You can see in the picture here, this is Lord Chaitanya with his arms out like this. And Lord Chaitanya's running, and he's looking, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? He's searching for Krishna. You see, this is the fire of separation, that he's longing to be with Krishna, to find Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya had 2 servants, as well as Govinda. Govinda was the personal servant, but he had 2 like secretaries. One was Swarup Damodar, and the other was Ramananda Rai. So they were always with Lord Chaitanya when Lord Chaitanya would be feeling the separation from Krishna. And they would try to comfort Lord Chaitanya by singing songs to make him feel better. They would sing songs about Krishna. So one time when Mahaprabhu was sitting on the shore of the ocean, because he was living in Jagannath Puri, right? Jagannath Puri is by the ocean. So Lord Chaitanya was sitting at the side of the ocean one day, and he was hearing Krishna Katha. He was hearing the topics of Lord Krishna. So go ahead. He was sitting on the shore of the ocean. The ocean at Jagannath Puri is very blue color, just like the color of the Yamuna in Vrindavan. And at the same time, there were at the side of the ocean, there were some trees lining there, and there were sand dunes. And the whole place reminded Lord Chaitanya about Govardhan Hill. The sand dunes were like Govardhan Hill, and the ocean was reminding him of the Yamuna River. And the beautiful gardens and everything at the side, it was just like Vrindavan. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting there at the ocean, and he was remembering Krishna in Vrindavan, and he began to cry. But after some time, he became calm, and then at that time, Lord Chaitanya gave instructions to the devotees, and he instructed them. And these words which Lord Chaitanya instructed him were written down by Rupa Goswami, and that was the Upadesha Amrita. So this is how the book, the Nectar of Instruction, came about. That Rupa Goswami heard Lord Chaitanya speaking these different instructions, and Rupa Goswami wrote them down. Go ahead. This is Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and he wrote a commentary also on this book, the Nectar of Instruction. His commentary is called the Anuvriti, and he's explaining the different verses. So, in his book, he explains that Rupa Goswami collected the essence of all the instructions of Lord Chaitanya and offered it as a gift to the genuine sadhakas. Sadhaka means someone who does sadhana. Sadhana means regularly chanting the holy name and worshipping Krishna and reading the books about Krishna. These three activities make up sadhana. Every day we have a program to worship Krishna. We just had Arti, so we do Arti there in the morning and in the evening. And then we also read the books about Krishna, and we also chant the holy name. Lord Chaitanya had given the instruction to Lord Nityananda and to Haridas that they should go to everybody and they should knock on everyone's door, and when they open the door, you should fall at their feet and you should beg them, Bolo Krishna, chant the names of Krishna. Bhajo Krishna, worship Krishna. Koro Krishna Shiksha, read the books about Krishna. Ask people to do these three things. You see? So this was the essence of Lord Chaitanya's teaching, and Rupa Goswami wrote his book based on the instructions of Lord Chaitanya. Go ahead. So from Prabhupada's preface, Srila Prabhupada said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left behind him the 8 verses known as ISKCON. Rupa Goswami gave us Upadesh Amrita so that we may become pure Vaishnavas. Right? We're trying to become pure Vaishnavas. So this book, Upadeshamrita, it helps us on the path to become pure Vaishnavas. The 8 verses of Lord Chaitanya, the ISKCON, we're chanting every morning after the Mongol Arti. Every devotee should know these verses, the ISKCON, 8 verses. You should memorize them, you should know that, be able to recite the meaning. 8 verses are in Sanskrit, not very difficult. You recite them every day, then very soon you will know them. And so Upadesh Amrita is Rupa Goswami's teachings. Lord Chaitanya gave us the ISKCON, Rupa Goswami gave us Upadesh Amrita. We can read the Upadesh Amrita every day and recite it, the verses. Go ahead. So Prabhupada was asked actually to write this book, Nectar of Instruction. One devotee requested him, said it would be very nice if you could also write a commentary on the Nectar of Instruction. Very important book for us. So Prabhupada did it, and then Prabhupada said, Nectar of Instruction has come out very nice. It is very important and must be immediately read by all the devotees. In the near future, we shall introduce Bhakti Shastri examination for second initiation, and this shall be one of the required books of study. Anyone who reads it will immediately understand what Krishna consciousness is. So Prabhupada is explaining here, you see, for second initiation, you want to complete the initiation, take the second initiation, so you have to do the Bhakti Shastri course. You have to attend the Bhakti Shastri. Bhakti Shastri course is where we study this book, Upadeshamrita, and we also study Bhagavad Gita, and we also study Sri Ishopanishad and the Nectar of Devotion, the first part of the Nectar of Devotion. So the Bhakti Shastri course is not very difficult. We just give an overview. We don't go very deeply into each of the books, but we get the main points. You should know the flow, the connection between the different verses and so on. So, to be second initiation means Brahminical initiation. So Brahmana should have knowledge. Brahmana should not be illiterate. Brahmana should be educated person. You should have jnana. So it's important for us to learn these things and study. So now devotees all over the world, they're doing like that, they're studying and take the course in different languages, whatever language you're familiar with. I think in Indonesia, they do it in Bahasa. First, some of them came to and did it in English, and then they went back and did it, put it into their own language, into Bahasa. So you can do it in Tamil also, if you're able to write Tamil. We do it in Chinese, we have it in Russian, we have it in all the languages. So, Nectar of Instruction, Prabhupada said this book for the devotees, very important. Actually, when the book first came out, devotees were thinking this book, it's very advanced because they talk about Radha Kund, so they thought this is only for devotees. So they thought we won't print many copies. So they thought we'll just print maybe 500 copies or 1,000 copies. But when Prabhupada heard, Prabhupada said no. He said this book is for everyone. That everyone should read about this. Not just for only devotees. He said this knowledge is very important. Let everyone read the book. So they printed 20,000, thousands of books. Okay, go ahead. Next slide. Yes. Okay, go ahead. Yes. See, so this is a bit how we organize the class. We don't have time to do all the lectures here. We'll see how we go. We'll do a bit this time. Next time I come, we'll continue. But anyway, like that, the book begins hearing about control of the 6 urges. And then text 2 and text 3 describe about the 6 favorable and unfavorable activities. Then text 4 describes 6 kinds of loving exchange, how the devotees exchange with each other. And then text 5 and 6 describe about the attitude towards devotees. And then texts 5 and 7 and 8 is about spiritual advancement. And you can see there's 2 lessons there. And then 9, 10 and 11 are describing the highest stage and the conclusion. So like that, 11 verses, 11 texts there. Not a very big book, you know. Bhagavad Gita, how many slokas in the Bhagavad Gita? 700, yes. How many slokas in Srimad Bhagavatam? 18,000. And how many mantras in Ishopanishad? 18. So here, 11 only in Upadesh Amrita. So not a very big book, but very important. And Prabhupada's purports are very good, very nice. He quotes a lot of verses. If you just memorize all the verses Prabhupada quotes in the purport, you know a lot of verses. There's so many nice verses. About Rupa Goswami, because actually we are all Rupanugans, we are following Rupa Goswami. So we see Rupa Goswami here. He's in the dress of the Babaji. When you go to Vrindavan, if you go to Radhakund, you see people like this. They only wear the very short dhotis in the knees. And they no sewn cloth. And they have the water pot. Carry the water pot. And other hand the big check. So they checked all day, every day, a lot. And they cultivate the moon of the gopis. Hare Krishna. So, in Goloka Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani is lovingly served by 8 principal gopis, of whom Lalita Shakti is her dearest friend. If you go to Mayapur temple, you'll see Radha Madhava with 8 gopis. On the altar they have Radha Madhava and then 4 gopis and 4 gopis. Those are the 8 principal gopis. Tungavidya, Chitra, Champakalata, Lalita, Vishaka, Induleka, Rangadevi and Sudevi. That's the names. So, in the middle you have Radha Madhava, and on one side, on Radha's side, there is Vishaka, and on Krishna's side there is Lalita. If you go to Vrindavan, you'll see Krishna Balaram is in the center, and on the far side there's Radha Shamsundar, and 2 gopis. Who are those 2 gopis? One is Lalita, the other is Vishaka. In Mayapur they have 8 gopis. Vrindavan, there's only 2 gopis. So there are actually 8 principal gopis. And Lalita Saki, the dearest friend of Radharani. These intimate maidservants of Srimati Radhika are assisted by 8 manjaris. Manjaris mean young girls, right? There's gopis. Gopis are the older ladies, but the manjaris, they're the young girls. So there are 8 main manjaris, and Rupa Manjari, he's the leader of the 8 manjaris. Rupa Goswami in Krishna Lila, he is Rupa Manjari. You see? He comes in Chaitanya Lila as Rupa Goswami, but in Krishna Lila, he is Rupa Manjari. Means he's a little girl. What's the benefit of the little girls? Well, the older ladies, you see, the older ladies, it's not very good for them to be with Radha and Krishna because they may get jealous, right? When they see Radha and Krishna together, you know, they may get a little jealous of Radha like that. But the young girls, they don't notice anything. The young girls. So they're innocent young girls. So that's why the Rupa Goswami is a Manjari in Krishna Lila. You can be very intimate in the service of Radha and Krishna. Is it clear? Understand? Yeah? Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Alright, so here you can see some of the names of the different Manjaris, you see. At the top we have Rupa Manjari, and then Sanatana Goswami is Labanga Manjari. And Jiva Goswami, Vilas Manjari. There's a Rati Manjari, a Raga Manjari, Ananda Manjari, Kasturi Manjari, Manjulali Manjari, Samak Manjari, Vinod Manjari, Rasika, Kamala, Guna, Nayana Manjari, and there's other Manjari. This is only some of the names, you see. So all these Manjaris, they come, these names are mentioned, and they come in the form of these different personalities. They come as great acharyas, like the Goswamis, they come as Manjaris, and then you have people like Narottam Das Thakur, and Vishwanath Chakravarti, Jagannath Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaurish, all the great acharyas in our line of the parampara, the great acharyas, the great guru, they're identified as being manjaris, and they perform particular activities in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. They don't say, I'm this person, but other people identify that he must be that person. They don't say themselves. Go ahead. Alright, so giving an example about how Rupa Goswami could write this book. And it's compared, just like Lord Brahma was given the Vedic knowledge. From the mouth of Lord Brahma, at the beginning of the creation, we say, Te Brahma Hridaya Adhikavaye. The Vedic knowledge came from the heart of Brahma, was imparted into the heart of Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma speaks the Vedas. Right? Chaturmukh Brahma, he's speaking the 4 Vedas. So, before the creation, the Lord enlightened the heart of Brahma with the details of the creation and Vedic knowledge. Krishna put the knowledge into the heart of Brahma. Brahma is the firstborn. He's the first person to take birth. And he gets the knowledge from Krishna. Krishna puts it into his heart. So, in the same way, the knowledge of Krishna's pastimes is put into the heart of Rupa Goswami. Go ahead. In the same way, Krishna, being anxious to revive the Vrindavan pastimes of Lord Krishna, he put into the heart of Rupa Goswami the spiritual potency. So Rupa Goswami could revive the activities of Krishna in Vrindavan. Activities almost lost to memory. In this way he spread Krishna consciousness throughout the world. So Rupa Goswami got the Vedic knowledge in his heart, just like Lord Brahma got the Vedic knowledge from Krishna. Rupa Goswami got the knowledge of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. How did Rupa Goswami know? Krishna put that knowledge into his heart. Go ahead. So Prabhupada said, this Krishna consciousness movement is conducted under the supervision of Rupa Goswami. Right? Well, these are supervisor. Right? We all have a supervisor. Rupa Goswami is supervising our Krishna consciousness movement. Better watch out, right? Got the supervisor. Go ahead. How? Go ahead. We are called Rupanuga. Anuga means following. Following the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is following his predecessor, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have to follow our predecessor. Then we will be successful. Our predecessor. Who are we following? Who are we following? Who is our predecessor? Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Yes. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Right? We are Prabhupada Anugas. We are Prabhupada Anugas. We have Rupa Anuga following Rupa Goswami, and we are Prabhupada Anugas following Srila Prabhupada. Yes. Go ahead. And here you can see Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This Sunday, we're celebrating the appearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This Sunday, we will observe half-day fast. It's an important day. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, very important acharya in the line of the civic succession. Prabhupada described him as the pioneer of spreading Krishna consciousness in the Western world. Because in 1896, which was the year Srila Prabhupada took birth, the year Srila Prabhupada took birth, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was sending books to Canada and to America and to Europe to be put into the universities. He had written books about Lord Chaitanya and he sent them there to the West. And devotees, they went there after they met Prabhupada, they went there to the universities and they found the books which Bhaktivinoda Thakur had sent more than 100 years ago. They're still there in the library. So we offer our obeisances to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Namo Bhaktivinodaya Satchidananda Namane Gora Shakti Swarupaya Rupa Nuga Parayate. Right? We offer our obeisances to Satchidananda Bhaktivinoda, who is the transcendental energy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is a strict follower of the Goswamis, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur follows the Goswamis, and we follow Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Go ahead. Similarly, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Prabhupada's own spiritual master, Madhurya Ujjvala Premaja, Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida, Sri Gaura Karana Shakti, Vigrahaya Namaste. We offer our obeisances unto the personified energy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, who delivers devotional service enriched with conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, coming exactly in the line of revelation of Srila Rupa Goswami. So you can see how our great acharyas, how they're glorified in relation to Rupa Goswami, that they're following the teachings of Rupa Goswami. Go ahead. Another verse. Namaste Gauravani Srimurtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virupa Apa Siddhanta Dvantaharine. We offer our obeisances unto you for the personified teaching of Lord Chaitanya. You're the deliverer of the fallen souls. You do not tolerate any statement against the teaching of devotional service enunciated by Srila Rupa Goswami. We want you to understand how important Rupa Goswami is. He's so important, such a great personality that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that they are following his teachings. Go ahead. So, Srila Prabhupada met his spiritual master. He met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati first in 1922. That was in Calcutta, at a place called Uttadanga. You can go there now. We have that place. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati met Bhaktivedanta Swami first, then 1922. But at that time, it was just one meeting, and Prabhupada was a young man that time, and he just married, and he had a young family, so he could not get much involved. And later on, he moved from Calcutta, and he'd gone to live in Ahmedabad, Allahabad, Prayagraj, what is called Prayagraj today. So Allahabad, he was living in Allahabad, and he opened his business there. And it happened, the Gaudiya Math came there, and they came to his shop, and they met him. And then he told them, oh yeah, I met your guru, I met him many years ago, I met him in Calcutta. And anyway, Prabhupada met them and he became interested, they took him very interested. And so he got initiation. He took initiation in 1933 at Allahabad. I always get mixed up, Allahabad. There's Allahabad, right? Allahabad, this is where we're going to meet Prayagraj. Anyway, Prayagraj, he met. He got his initiation there, and when he got initiation at that time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati told him, you must read this book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It's the law book on devotional service. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is very close to the Upadeshamrita. They're both written by Rupa Goswami. The Upadeshamrita is the condensed version, much shorter. But the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is the big book. You can read it, we have that book also in English. But Upadeshamrita is the small, the main points. So, 1937, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati told his disciples, just when he was leaving the world, he told them, I want you all to preach the teaching of Rupa Raghunath and become the dust of the lotus feet of Rupa and Raghunath and Sanatana and Goswami. So how much Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the great acharyas, they really appreciated, they always gave a lot of importance to reading and understanding the teaching of Rupa Goswami. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, next slide. And this is about Prabhupada. Before Prabhupada went to America, he was staying in the Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan. He had a room there in Radha Damodar temple. So he was living there and he was writing, he began writing the Srimad Bhagavatam. And before he went to America, he had finished the first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So at the Radha Damodar temple, that is the place where Rupa Goswami used to live. When he was alive 500 years ago, Rupa Goswami was staying there at the Radha Damodar temple. And his samadhi is there even today also. The Bhajan Kutir and the samadhi of Rupa Goswami is there. So Prabhupada would look. Prabhupada was staying just there at the side of the Radha Damodar temple. And he would cook there, and he was living there, and he was always looking for Rupa Goswami's samadhi. And he could feel the presence. He could feel the presence of Rupa Goswami. Go ahead. And you can see there, Rupa Goswami actually appeared to him. And Prabhupada, this was Prabhupada staying in a little room there at Radha Damodar. And Rupa Goswami appeared to him. And Rupa Goswami told him, go to the west, go and travel and preach. Preach about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and chanting Hare Krishna. And Rupa Goswami told him, you will be successful. And he said, I guarantee, I will be right with you all the time. So Prabhupada got that kind of assurance from Rupa Goswami that he should go there and he should preach Krishna consciousness. Go ahead. So Rupa Goswami gave us the Upanesham to guide our activities. To guide them in one way. One, we may become perfect Goswamis. Goswami means controller of the senses. Right? There's Godas and Goswami. Godas means one who's the servant of the senses. So Goswami means one who is controlling the mind and the senses. So this book, Upanesham Amrita, is to help us to guide our senses and to control our mind. Then also, he wants us to become pure Vaishnavas. Vaishnava meaning devotee of the Lord. We are trying to become devotees. It's not an easy thing. And then also, it will be easier to make our life a success. If we can control our mind and senses, if we can become Krishna conscious, then our life will be success. Without Krishna consciousness, it doesn't matter how much money you have or how much material comforts you have, you won't be successful. It's all very temporary. But if you can be Krishna conscious, then that is the real success of life. Go ahead. So, Srila Prabhupada writes in the preface, he says, advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. It's not just mechanical, in other words, but the attitude is very important. We must have the right attitude. And to understand the meaning here, we put the Oxford English Dictionary, how it defines attitude, a settled way of thinking or feeling. To have the right attitude, if your attitude is all wrong, means we haven't got the proper mood, we haven't got the proper way of feeling or thinking about something. The attitude, your attitude is very wrong, right? Your attitude is not good. That's the problem. We want to have the right attitude. So Prabhupada said, to advance in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude. Our attitude must be favorable to Krishna. It must be pleasing to Krishna. To give pleasure to Krishna. How do we know if we're pleasing Krishna? Well, you have to see how the devotees are pleased. If we're pleasing Krishna, then the devotees will also be pleased. So, like that, we try to understand how we can please Krishna, how we can have the right attitude. Go ahead. How could the study of Upadeshamrita help to improve our attitude in Krishna consciousness? Here's a clue. In the next statement, Srila Prabhupada writes, a follower of the Krishna consciousness movement should become a perfect Goswami. We have also Goswaminis also. Matajis can also become Goswaminis, right? Lady Goswamis. There was some ladies Goswamini. Not formally, but informally. They controlled their mind and senses. And they were dedicated to the service of Lord Krishna. So this is perfect Goswami, in control of the mind and senses, and using them for the service of Lord Krishna. This is the meaning of Goswami. Go ahead. Alright, we're jumping a bit here. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, the 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, describing about devotional service. Go ahead. So, this is just describing how the living entity becomes attracted to the material energy. And when we become attracted to the material energy, then we lose our connection with Krishna. And in this way, we become very much afraid of the material energy. There's so many worries, so much anxiety in the material world. We have so much fear, not just only eating and sleeping, but also fearing. You can see the little birds, how they fear, they fly away. The little birds are flying away, the insects are run away. Everyone, we're also in fear. Not only the little animals and insects are in fear, we're also in fear of the material world. So, when we connect to Krishna, then we can change that situation. The problem is we forget about Krishna, we forget that we're meant to be the servant of Krishna. And instead of being the servant of Krishna, we want to compete with Krishna. We want to try to become Krishna's, we want to become the controller. So Srimad Bhagavatam says, this is not very intelligent. What you should do is engage in the service of Krishna under the direction of the spiritual master. Go ahead. The Chaitanya Charitamrita describes this desire to gratify our own senses is simply lust. You can see here in the illustration the different senses. The uncontrolled senses are pulling us in different directions. The tongue is pulling us one way, the ears are pulling us another way, the nose is pulling us one way, the tongue is another. Each of the senses are very active. You can't sit in the front. Go to the back. So the senses pull us around. Go ahead. Another example which Prabhupada gave very commonly, Prabhupada talk about the fish. You take a fish out of water. So you take the fish out of water and you can see you're offering the fish money, you're offering the fish nice food and drinks and different things, beautiful women. Everything are being offered to the fish, but the fish is thinking, just put me back in the sea. I just want to be in the sea. I don't want these things. So the fish cannot be happy outside the water. In the same way, one cannot be happy without Krishna consciousness. We're trying to make an artificial happiness for ourselves here in this world. We're trying to enjoy the material world. But we can never be fully happy here in this material world. We never have enough. So our position is like that fish out of the water. Go ahead. Prahlad Maharaj, 7th canto. Famous verse, right? Matirna Krishne Paratasvatova Vigo Vipadyeta Reha Pratanam Adamta Gobir Vishatam Tabishram Punas Punacharvita Charvananam. Uncontrolled senses, Matirna Krishna, our inclination to Krishna cannot be aroused. It cannot come by instructions of others, by our own efforts, or by the combination of both. Adanta Gopir Vishatam Tamishram. Adanta Gopir, uncontrolled senses, are causing us to go into hell. And the result is, we chew what has already been chewed. Punas punacharvita charvananam. We have to chew what has already been chewed before. Chewing the chewed. We say chewing the chewed. You know, if you get the chewing gum, somebody's already chewed it, and they give it to you. You know, does it have any taste? They've already chewed it a while, and then here, of my chewing gum. No taste anymore. Or if you take the sugar cane, after you've taken all the juice out, and then you chew the sugar cane, there's no juice in it anymore. So material life is like Prahlad Maharaj is saying, that material life is like chewing what has already been chewed. There's no real pleasure there. Go ahead. The desire to please the senses of Lord Krishna is praying. So there's calm, which is lust, to enjoy the material. And the opposite of lust is prema, love. That is the desire to please Krishna. Go ahead. So here from one of Narottam Das Thakur's songs, Pratana, describing how devotee prays. When my mind Vishaya Chaliya Kabi Shuddha Habiman Kabehama Harebo said, Sri Vrindavana. You can hear Prabhupada sing this song. Often Prabhupada often sings this song. When my mind is completely purified, being free from all anxiety and desire, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, and then my spiritual life will be successful. So we want to understand Vrindavan, you want to understand Radha and Krishna, you have to purify the mind. You have to be free from anxiety and desires. Then you can understand Vrindavan. Go ahead. So what does advancement in Krishna consciousness mean? When we say it depends on the attitude of the follower, what does it mean? This is a quote given to us. You can see the lady there in the top, that's Srimati lady. She's a lady, Western lady, who lives in Vrindavan. She's renounced material life and she's been living there in Vrindavan a long time. So she says, the attitude of the Gaudiya Vaishnava is antithetical to that of any other spiritual practitioner. In other words, it's the opposite of any other spiritual practitioner. The karmis, yogis, jnanis, impersonalists all attempt to attain the goal by their own power and expertise. They try to manipulate and control the material energy. But the Gaudiya Vaishnava realizes that true success will be attained by taking shelter of Krishna and surrendering to Krishna. So devotee depends on Krishna to enlighten them. The other processes, they try to do it by their own efforts. But we're different from them. Our process is to surrender to Krishna and get the mercy of Krishna. Then we can get the real shelter, spiritual energy. Go ahead. In essence, the Gaudiya culture is one of surrender, consciously and favorably, bringing the body and mind into line with the needs of the soul, depending on Krishna and his bona fide representatives in our life. So we depend on Krishna, gurus, we depend on them to help us to control our mind and senses. We properly sit. Go ahead. Rupa Goswami kindly and very clearly explains the practicalities of this culture of surrender. Sri Upanishadamrita deals specifically with the attitude, the vision, the mindset which we need to make genuine advancement in Krishna consciousness. Go ahead. All right, go ahead, yeah. All right, so here's the first text. Controlling the 6 urges. You can chant it with me. Anyway, we'll go on from this tomorrow. We'll chant the verse first and Vacho Vigam Manasa Krodha Vigam Vacho Vigam Manasa Krodha Vigam Jiva Vigam Udarobhasta Vigam Jiva Vigam Udarobhasta Vigam Ekan Vigam Yo Vishahita Dira Ekan Vigam Yo Vishahita Dira Sarvam Atimam Pratigim Sashishya Sarvam Atimam Pratigim Sashishya. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urge of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. So this is how Rupa Goswami begins the Upadeshamrita. He's written this first verse, describing about the Vegas. Vegas meaning urge. The Vacho Vega, the urge to speak. And then Krodha, Manasa Krodha Vega, the urge, anger. And the mind, Jiva Vega, the tongue. Udaro Hasta Vega, the belly and the genital, the urge of these things. So, we have to learn to tolerate these things. This is the beginning of Upadeshamrita. Want to practice devotional service, there has to be control of these things, these activities. It's not very easy sometimes. You get angry, right? Have to control that anger. Bhagavad Gita said 3 gates to hell: lust, anger, and greed. Kam, krodh, lobh. Every sane person should avoid these things. So we have to control. Speaking, just the urge to speak is very strong. You see, a little child comes, little child can't stop speaking, right? It's difficult for the little child. So we have to learn to control what we speak about. That is important. That we should try to speak about things which are important. We shouldn't speak things which are criticizing others. We shouldn't be critical of people. We should be careful. There's Gramya Katha and Krishna Katha. So we should try to speak Krishna Katha, topics of Krishna. Gramya Katha means the topics of the village. What do the people talk about in the village? Just like if you live in the village, you know, the ladies go to the well every day to get the water from the well, and they'll talk to each other. They'll have a good talk to each other. Just like they go to market every day, go in the market, talk to each other. How much is it? Costly. Like that, talk to each other. So controlling the tongue. Gramya Katha. Gramya Katha is going to keep us in the material world. But if you talk about Krishna, we'll take you out of the material world and bring you to the spiritual world. So very good. We want to get out of the material world. We want to go to Krishna. So controlling the tongue, very important. Of all the senses, the tongue is the most difficult to control. They're saying that prayer every day. You say that prayer? Shalira Vijayam. Usually that's the first prayer we learn, right? When we come to Krishna consciousness. Because we say it every day. So generally devotees know that prayer. They may not know the translation, but meaning the translation of all the senses, the tongue is the most difficult to control. Very difficult to conquer the tongue. But you, dear Lord Krishna, are so kind. You have given us this nice prasad just to help us conquer the tongue. So we take Krishna prasadam to help us conquer the Vacho Vigam and the Jiva Vigam. The Jiva Vigam, the urge of the tongue. tongue likes to taste and likes to talk also. Alright, so very late, we will stop here. Any question? Anyone? Anyone with any question, any comment? Yes? Any question? Control your tongue. Good. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Bhagavan tomorrow.